Hi everyone, YouTube videos for gaming. During the recent months, I touched on several titles, but I'm just testing it up to see whether the titles worthy enough to be uploaded as memories of my gameplay. There are a few titles that I have touched on for mobile gaming, particularly for Diablo Immortal. Most of my friends have already quitted since season 1, between season 1 to season 3. So it's until the end of season 3 that I started to look into this title, because I know my friends, they are like the type that they will play new games together with the bandwagons or the hype. Then after that, they would just move forward and choose another title that comes into the Apple Store or the Google Play. So I would, if let's say the introduction or the trailer of the title is very captivating or attracts my attention, only then I will go download and play the games with them together during the game day one of launch. My greatest challenge as a late game entry player would be trying to invite people from the public to enter the dungeon together. So to say, the low rank dungeons, because most of the players at then would have already progressed to Hell 3 or higher modes, whereby for my end would be just Hell 1 or Hell 2 difficulty. It's like people looking at my Paragon level. It's like, hey bro, we are of different leagues, so please don't invite me. The kind of perception that I'm giving it to them. So in order for me to attain higher combat rating, to allow my character to progress to the next difficulty mode, I'll have to keep doing a lot of grinds, farmings, etc., clearing the game contents to upgrade my accessory slots, the rank by itself, and also to acquire the set gears which are suitable for my class, and also to, for each new difficulty that I able to enter, I will need to go and farm up that difficulty tiers set or equipments. And doing that, I've managed to reach Hell 5 mode, but there's still more room for improvement. I have seen players who are like day one users. Their equipment upgrades can go as high as 18 or even 20, depending on how much you push your character. And I quite like the system for this the Grand Charm system, something somewhat like the Diablo 2 series. But the the point where I don't like is the randomness of trying to acquire that specific skill to go into the slot for your skill bonus. It's like I've tried a lot of platinums. People are spending platinums to go and upgrade their legendary gems, whereas I'm trying my luck to acquire higher skill percentage for my Grand Charm. I just want to test it out to see how much greater in terms of the bonuses I can accumulate for my minions and skills. But if you were to talk in a logical sense, in terms of your investment for platinum to your damage output, of course, using platinum to invest onto the legendary gems and upgrade the ranks would be more efficient, since it increase your combat rating a lot due to the total resonance point. As your resonance points gets higher, it increases your base attributes from the equipments at higher percentage. So spending platinums on upgrading your gems is one of the key aspects to improving your combat rating. I also realize a lot of players, they are like spending money to buy legendary crest so that they have chance to get to acquire the 5-star gem. But the thing is that you still have to fall into the, we call it in short, the DI team's game rules, where the 5-star gem will still RNG with the chance to get between 2/5, 3/5, or up to 5/5 gem. So that also plays a part in terms of your PvP capability. If let's say you were to fight with an opponent, like my example, my this scenario, I'm using a 2 out of 5 star legendary gem. If I were to go and fight against a player who has 5 out of 5, I'm already on paper, I'm already at a great disadvantage. So I feel that unless you are really a person who are very into competitive PvP aspect, if not, I would not recommend to spend too much money onto getting the legendary quest, since they are just, to me, is like they were just helping me to push up my resonance point. But later part I realized that if you were to focus on just the 1 and 2 stars legend gem, the cost, the so-called the resources of points that you require to upgrade, and using the similar 1-star gem of higher rank can just rank up your gems to rank them easily, compared to others who are struggling to push their 5-star to higher ranks like 2, 3, 4, or even 5, and it starts to get more and more challenging for them. So that comes to a point that how deep your wallet is. we call it in a crude way, how strong is your credit card in terms of the paywall system to improve your character's power. To me is that I'm more like enjoying this game in terms of the PvE content. So I'm just in fact I already sacrificed a few of my better, 5-star gems to go and upgrade my lower stars, just to push my resonance point up. I'm just slowly enjoying this title, not really into a lot of PvP aspect. Point I would like to touch on would be the crafting system. It's very innovative that Blizzard decided to introduce this system into the game during the recent patch. So I'm able to farm up various other green set items which I don't really require, and salvage them and trying to attempt to craft them out into the ones that I really need. Then the next challenge that I face would be getting the substats of these equipments that is not relevant to my class. Probably example like I'm necromancer, I'll need intelligence, but they give me more willpower and fortitude instead. So another RNG aspect that I have to go through again, to go and farm for 5 pieces, salvage, craft, until I get something that looks decent for my character. So I managed to do so for my Hellfire gear. They are not really that the best, they are not triple stats. There's still a few more that needs to be crafted up. Then it will come to a point whereby my CR and damage output allows me to clear the challenge reef so that I can upgrade the rank of my set equipment slots and also my equipment rank slots. But it will come to a point whereby you realize your Paragon level has reached similar as the top players who actually whales. They might be even higher level, but you are somewhere at least near their levels, a difference of 10 to 20. So this is where we see the difference, about the kind of aura that this player have compared to mine. Though we are of the same class, you know. You see the look at the damage. It's like 5 figures, and combat rating have reached to another point. And the kind of gems they are using, you know, 5 of 5, rank 10, rank 9. It's like this I have to give it to them because they are willing to spend to support the game. They play to enjoy the PvP system. To me is that for games, mobile gaming especially, it's about treating it as an entertainment to enjoy yourself, the progress of grooming your characters, but not playing the game as though you are work for them. So grinding is a part and parcel in terms of MMORPG, the kind of genre type of games. But then if the game expect is in terms of the equipments that you're getting every day looks the same, and the game content is rather limited. Like 75% of my time in this game right now is like staying in the same town in Westmarch, talking to the NPCs, collecting the daily bounties, Elder Reef, Challenge Reef, come back to Chassis, or go and identify the items and come back to Chassis to salvage and craft and upgrade. This repetition thing is a killer for most of the mobile games. In fact, it is the downfall for all mobile games because there's very limited content that we can implement onto mobile gaming due to the amount of data, the file size of the games that we downloaded and installed onto our mobile phone. So there's a point which I shared with my friends a few years back is that no matter how mobile games they want to contest against those console or even PC games, right? Desktop games. They have these limitations of the storage size of the game files. But that was my concern way back about probably 8 to 10 years ago. That time technology wasn't that advanced. The data internet wasn't that fast. But I can see that gradually over the years, the graphics on mobile gaming improve a lot, and also the the mobile phones are able to support a higher storage data size. And Diablo Immortal is actually doing pretty good in terms of the graphics. It gave me the same kind of impression like playing a Diablo 3 on a mobile phone. But the downside of it is the repetition. This can be further improved if let's say they were to be like a committed committee where they would just keep on focusing on releasing new game contents progressively. If let's say example, like you see the some of the games from we just put it in simple like Korea, Japan, and even the China, those mobile game titles. They judge the server players, the players' progress. The moment they realize the advancement of their players have reached to the point, like example, now most of the players is at Hell 4, then they start to see about 10% of the server players are reaching Hell 5. They are already doing the preparation to reach the next tier, Hell 6, or even Hell 7, the kind of game content, but they do not release repetition. To me right now, you're telling to me, the impression that I'm have is that okay, Health 6 is coming. So what am I going to expect? I'm going to push my CR rating up again. I'm going to do the same thing again. This will kill off the game eventually. Players will lose the interest. Their expectation will be lost. They will gradually living one by one. Personally, I'm glad that mobile gaming graphics is able to achieve to this quality in year 2022, and probably it will get even better in future years. But if there's not much improvement in terms of the game story content, there's not much of the PvE aspect for this title, especially Diablo, because we all played Diablo since we were young. Diablo 1, 2, 3, and the upcoming 4, which we release next year. If they do not come up with more game content that is able to capture the gamer's attention and continues to go into this repetitive motion of doing the hell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to even 10, this game will die off eventually. I did not do any of the game guides for Diablo Immortal because I feel that there's a lot out there if you do search on YouTube. Everyone is talking about the same thing. It's just that who are the ones that first plays the game and create the game guides out. But I feel that it's gonna be a waste if, let's say, this epic title is to be dying off in just less than a year. If, let's say, there's not much improvement on it, you do not let the game determine your capability by just the CR rating. You can probably introduce more content where free to play players are able to put in effort to work their way up to be competitive with those mediocre paid players. Of course, we are not going to say F2P free to play players is able to contest and win a whale player if, let's say, they were to put in effort. This does not justify the amount of monies that whales are going to pay if, let's say, they would be overthrown by F2P players, right? Isn't it? But of course, you do not make it to the point that the gap is so wide that, wow, it's like I want to go and enjoy the flow in terms of PvP. I can only join at the lower tier. Probably there's some fine tunes of the percentage which the pay to win versus F2P be balanced out in long run. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. In other mobile titles, I've seen some of the servers they do so. Hopefully the next time round when I'm touching on Diablo Immortal, it'll be something that's interesting. Better news, improvement by then. Else not, this will be the first and last review for my Diablo Immortal mobile title. Have a good one, everyone.